Yes, yes, yes. It's the Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. We're looking at Anthony Joshua strikes back. Okay, so 12 hours ago, Anthony Joshua writes, at Tyson Fury, the world now sees you for the fraud which you are. You've let boxing down. You lied to the fans and led them on. Use my name for clout, not a fight. Bring me any championship fighter who can handle their business correctly. OMG. OMG. I talked about it earlier this week. The time was due. Tyson Fury. I have to come back on that. Have to. And he wrote, "You're more full of ish than Eddie Hearn, spouting absolute ite." Okay, your full team, your whole team knew there was an arbitration going on. It was out of my hands. But I tell you what, if I'm a fraud, let's fight this weekend. Bare knuckles. Till one man quits. Let's put 20 mil each on it. Your whole team knew there was an arbitration. Yes, the whole team knew there was an arbitration, but they were assured. They received assurances from you, Bob Arum, Frank Warren, that was a mere formality. It was a mere formality. The worst case scenario was that the arbitrator would find you did owe him a fight and you'd get a fine. You'd have to pay him a little bit of change. It was not believed that the arbitrator could order you to fight again. You said that was off the table. That was not a possibility. Bob Arum said, worst case scenario, Fury would have to break him off some change. And it's interesting that you bring up 20 mil each, because earlier on this week, you yourself said that Deontay Wilder said that you'd have to pay him 20 mil for him to step aside to allow you to fight Anthony Joshua. That's what you said, your words. 20 mil, you would have to pay Deontay Wilder. But let's look at this now. That 20 mil you say you want to put up to fight Anthony Joshua bare knuckle style. You could use that 20 mil to pay Deontay Wilder to get out of the way. So you pay that 20 mil to Deontay Wilder to get out of the way, and you make, 100 mil for fighting Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia. So why are you offering to give Joshua 20 mil when you can give Deontay Wilder 20 mil and then get to fight Joshua for 100 mil? Once again, Tyson Fury. Well, I don't want to say anything. You make up your own mind. Okay, let us continue because there are more tweets. Okay, so we're looking at this one now. We were looking at this one. Okay, so up here. All right. If there was an arbitration going on, why announce to the world that we are fighting? The fight was signed, undisputed. Bare knuckle. You're a good kid. Don't play with me, Luke. I'll slap your bald head and you'll do nothing. Waste man. Seen? Okay. So, just reminded me of the bare knuckle element of Tyson Fury's thing. I tell you what. If I'm a fraud, let's fight this weekend bare knuckles. Till one man quits. Well, bare knuckle. Bare knuckle. Are you a bare knuckle guy? Are you a bare knuckle guy? You'd rather fight him for 20 mil bare knuckle than 100 mil? And pay Deontay Wilder the 20 mil and fight Anthony Joshua for 100 mil? And let's get it twisted. You're only getting 100 mil because of who you're fighting. It's not because of you. So let's not get that twisted, okay? So let us move on. Here we are. Not going into details online. So Tyson Fury declines in response to Anthony Joshua's statement that the fight was signed. Okay. You'll slap me about, will you? You dusser. Please come and try, bum. I'm waiting. Femi, aka Bottle Job. Bottle Job, okay. 24/7, 365. Ready. I'll smoke Wilder first. Oh, you will get yours as well. Okay, so also breaking news. Tyson Fury confirms that his next fight will indeed not be with Anthony Joshua, but Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, so that's the Bronze Bomber. Okay. I'll go into detail and all that jazz. Okay, so let's see how Anthony Joshua responded. You're not about that bare knuckle life. A barrier held you back. Not even a bouncer. Oh my gosh. Oh dear. Barrier held you back. Not even a bouncer. OMG. Of course, he's referring to Tom Saunders incident. Oh, there he is. There's Tom jumping over the fence. Oh, barrier. Oh, 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 oh. Dang, could have snapped his back. And back. You know what's going on here? Why can't you see the rest of the shizzle? Damn, because I had it too low. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then we got to this post, which was retweeted by Anthony Joshua himself. 20 mil. The homeless are still waiting on the 7 mil you promised them 2 years ago. You sham. OMG. OMG. So that was the absolute battering that Tyson Fury took from Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua tried to get him in the ring. Tyson Fury made out, yeah, it's all good, no problem. I'll bash you, you big dust, I'll bash you. But when it came down to it, Tyson Fury slipped away. The world now sees you for the fraud you are. You let boxing down, you lied to the fans, led them on. And that's the key point, isn't it? That's the key point. For months, Tyson Fury was out there saying, yeah, come on, let's do it, you big dusser. And all the time, he had other plans. Remember, talked about the other night on the live Boxing Talk with Rafi. Or was it 274 or 273? Probably both. Boxing Talk with Rafi, 274 and 273. Be sure to check those out where we go in detail into this shiznix. But anyway, yeah, so this was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, Tyson Fury posted, yeah, going on a little business trip with Big Bob Arum. And this very picture is when they fly to the arbitrator's house. Yes, Tyson Fury, Bob Arum, when they said they were going on a business trip, they were actually flying to the arbitrator's house. And it's interesting that he used the word business trip, or the term business trip, because it seems that's what they were doing. Business. I suspect that they went over there and rather than try to beg the arbitrator to just not let them have to fight again. Just give us a small fine. Give us a fine. But let us go on to fight for bigger things. Undisputed. That's what we thought they were going to be going over there to say. Well, firstly, we didn't know they were going to the arbitrator. And certainly, we didn't know that they were actually going to the arbitrator's house, dressed up in party gear. Yeah, no tie. That don't look like no kind of normal business trip. I surmise they were going over there to ask. Thought about it. We were wrong to pull out. We owe him a fight. But let's leave this thing. Let's get the timing right. Time it for the pandemic. After the pandemic, after lockdown. We don't want to fight him during lockdown. We don't want to fight him in an empty house. You know, let's do this thing post-pandemic, post-lockdown. We want a full crowd. Sometime in July would be good for us. Oh, the deceit. Going to the arbitrator's house, telling him, yeah, we were wrong. We'll fight him. Post-pandemic. Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy. But seems like Deontay Wilder knew that there was a breach of contract, like he'd been saying. We doubted him. But it turns out he was right all along. Tyson Fury did owe him a fight. And seems Tyson Fury was happy to fight him, but used delaying tactics because they were waiting to get full crowds back. And now they have succeeded. But Anthony Joshua's position is, how dare you? Why use my name? You use my name for clout, not a fight. So what's Anthony Joshua saying there was that Tyson Fury, instead of, we thought he was promoting Undisputed, but in fact, all the time, he knew that he'd be fighting Deontay Wilder next. You lied to the fans. You led them on. You've let boxing down. The world now sees you for the fraud which you are. And yeah, well, that much is undisputed. OMG. So, it's Tyson Fury. He said it himself. Tyson Fury said it himself. He said he's fighting Deontay Wilder next. Yeah, and we just have to hold it. We, the boxing public, have been duped. Not by Deontay Wilder, but Tyson Fury. For once, Deontay Wilder was not BSing. It was Tyson Fury. OMG. So what say you? It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it's the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notification. Anthony Joshua calls Tyson Fury a fraud, a letdown, a liar, a clout chaser. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's Tyson Fury's a fraud. It's the business trip to the arbitrator's house. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And I'm out.